Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is Stella Beauty Tarot back at you again with another video. I would like to thank each and every one of you for liking, commenting, subscribing, and donating to my channel. I really do appreciate all the love and all the support. And thank you for those of you who've been booking readings with me. It is truly appreciated, okay? So as you guys can tell by the title of this video is going to be about what comes to mind when people mention your name. So pile number one, you're going to be the amethyst crystal. Pile number two, you're going to be the black obsidian crystal. And pile number three, you're going to be the lapis lazuli crystal. So again, pile number one, amethyst crystal. Pile number two, black obsidian crystal. And pile number three, lapis lazuli crystal. So pause this video if you must and meditate on the card or the crystal that you feel most drawn to. You'll be able to find your timestamps in the description box below, and I'll see you guys at your pile. Hi pile one, welcome to my channel. This is Stella Beauty Tarot back at you again with another video. So my pile number one, you picked the amethyst crystal and this is going to be your reading, okay? So if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. I'm so happy to have you back. And if you are a newbie, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. So the way I like to do this is like to smudge the cards first before we get started, so we don't pick up the energy of previous pile or previous readings, okay? So my pile number one, what comes to mind when people mention your name? I'm getting like fiery because like the sage almost burned down my tablecloth. So I'm getting like fiery. Oh, we have the Five of Swords. There could be people talking bad about you because the Five of Swords is not really a positive energy. You could have Aquarius in your chart or another air sign, so Libra or Gemini, but Five of Swords is Aquarius energy. I'm getting that some people may say that you are argumentative when they mention your name. You see, they don't want me to talk. They could be saying that you are argumentative with the Five of Swords, or you always have something to say, or you always have to have the last word with the Five of Swords. Also, I heard like you choose your battles wisely, like you're not the one to back down from a fight or something like that. So what comes to mind when people mention your name? My pile number one. Ooh, we have the Eight of Pentacles, but you definitely talk about how you're very skilled and talented at what you do with the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, you're a hard worker, you have amazing work ethics. It could be people at your workplace saying that about you. It's giving me workplace environment and also past people. This is what I'm getting here. There could be past people saying these things about you. Yeah, I'm getting that vibe, like past people saying these things, saying that you're definitely a hard worker, that you're very talented as well. You go above and beyond with the Eight of Pentacles, amazing work ethics. What comes to mind when people mention your name? Yeah, we have the Tower, like a powerful transformation. You're not the same. You're always leveling up. You're always improving yourself in every aspect of your life. You're unpredictable as well. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name. I really feel like it's people from your past talking about you. And people at work. What comes to mind? Okay, we have two cards. We have the Hangman and we have the World card, okay? So the Hangman is like Pisces energy. So we have Pisces energy. Scorpio energy, and then we have the World card. Okay, this is a completion. So you've upgraded something, or you've completed something, you changed something. There's something, there's a renewal about you. There's a upgrade. Like I keep getting upgrade with the Tower and the World card. You have a different perspective of seeing the world. You're definitely unpredictable. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name. Like you're so unpredictable. And also you're not the one to be messed with the Five of Swords. That's the energy I'm getting as well with the Five of Swords. Like that's what comes to mind when people mention your name. Is like, yeah, you don't want no verbal battle with pile number one. That's the energy I'm getting here with the Five of Swords, because you'll put people back in their place. What comes to mind when people mention your name, my pal? We have the Four of Wands. Okay, so there could be an ex coming through right now seeing that you're the one that got away with the Four of Wands, because this is giving me soulmate twin flame energy. Okay, whatever it is that you believe in, but this is what I'm getting here with the Four of Wands, because there is a union on the card, and you see this is like, it looks like a wedding, a celebration, a marriage. So you're definitely the one that got away. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name. I feel like you may have an ex that is reminiscing about you. You may have had a dream about this person recently. I feel like you have had a dream about like a past person or past people in the recent past, like, you know, maybe like, you know, from January until now. You may have had a dream about these people. Is because they're thinking about you very hard and long, and maybe at night they could be conversing about you all the time. And when your name comes up in conversation, they're talking about the fact that you're the one that got away, because you're always transforming, you're always getting better. Maybe in the past when you were younger, you could have been very feisty, okay? You could have been argumentative with your words, like, you know, very argumentative back then. You know, you always had to have the last word. That could have been like, you know, when you were younger, like in your teen years. But now you've changed, you became better. You know how to pick your battles wisely. You see things from a different perspective. You've accomplished something very great with the World card. What comes to mind when people mention your name? Yeah, we have the Three of Pentacles. You definitely talk about how you were a great team player when you were in a relationship with this person. Yeah, you definitely have an ex coming through saying that you were an amazing team player when they were in your life. Like, you know, when you were around, they were doing well. Like they were more balanced, they were more secure within themselves, within the relationship, within their life. And ever since they left you, and like maybe they thought the grass was greener on the other side, now they're noticing that they're not getting the same type of energy that you were giving, that your energy was very unique and it was very loving and nurturing. Okay, you were definitely a team player with the Three of Pentacles, and they missed out on that. What comes to mind when people mention your name? Yeah, Ten of Cups. Yeah, you brought a lot of happiness. I feel like the Five of Swords energy is when people trying to step to you and trying to like bully you, and then they expect you to back down, and then you're like, no, I'm not backing down. Like, you're not gonna come and step on my toes and expect me to just let you walk all over me. Okay, because we have the Ten of Cups. What comes to mind when people mention your name is that you have a very happy disposition to yourself with the Ten of Cups, that you bring a lot of luck. Like, you brought a lot of luck to people. Like, when they were around you, a lot of great things would happen to them, and then when you would leave, then bad things would happen to them. What comes to mind when people mention your name? We have the Fool card. Yeah, you walk to the beat of your own drums. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name. Like, you walk to the beat of your own drums, you do your own thing. Okay, you are adventurous. You always have like a new beginning every time they see you, or every time they, like, you have stalkers, okay? Like, people from your past stalk you heavy, my pal number one, okay? So whatever they're seeing, every time they see you or they watch you on social media, you're always leveling up, you're always upgrading, you're always, like, you know, striving for excellence, becoming better. And what comes to mind when people mention your name? We have the Five of Wands. Oof, they say that you're competition. Yep. They definitely see you as competition with the Five of Wands. That's what I'm getting here. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name, like you're a competition. Yep. Like, people want to be better than you because you're always leveling up. Or they could be saying that you were very competitive back then. Maybe you played sports or something like that. What comes to mind when people mention your name? Yeah, we have the Queen of Wands, that you're very attractive, assertive, confident in who you are, what you bring to the table. You're not the type that's going to, like I keep hearing, like you don't back down from a fight, or you don't back down from, you know, any challenges. Like you tackle them head on. This is what I'm getting here. What comes to mind when people mention your name? What comes to mind when people mention your name? Ooh, the star wanted to come out, Aquarius energy, and I did say Aquarius earlier. What comes to mind when people mention your name? Yeah, we have the Queen of Cups. Yeah, you're definitely emotionally mature, or more mature. You've matured, like you've changed. That's what I'm getting here. You've changed, like, and that should be expected, you know, as you get older. But obviously not everybody levels up at the same rate. But I'm getting with the Queen of Cups, you leveled up emotionally, with your looks as well. You've changed. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name. But you were always a baddie, or like you were always, like you always look good, regardless of, like, you know, when you were younger or now. It's like you just got better with time. Okay, that's what I'm getting here. That's too many cards. Just one, please. What comes to mind when people mention? Thank you. Ooh, we have the Hierophant. Yeah, traditional. Yeah, this is what I'm getting here. Very actually knowledgeable as well, because the Hierophant is a teacher, religious leader. Okay, but you don't have to be a religious leader, but I'm definitely getting, like, people, what comes to mind when people mention your name is that you were well versed in your religion or your culture, like very cultured here. With the Hierophant, you're definitely a wise counselor. You're definitely very highly intelligent here. I'm getting here. Wow, can't speak. I'm getting here. Holy moly. Okay, so what comes to mind when people mention your name? Ooh, we have the Eight of Wands. Like you're action taker, action oriented. Like you always on the go, always on the move, always like aiming for excellence. This is what I'm getting here with the energy that you have. Like people are very shocked at the fact that, like, you didn't stop becoming better. Some of them, they may have thought that you were going to crash or something because of, like, the fact that you were very fiery. They thought that, you know, eventually you were going to stop or like slow down, but you keep getting better and better and keep going stronger and stronger. And that's what comes to mind when people mention your name, like how athletic you were, always on the go, and you're still doing the same thing. What comes to mind when people mention your name? That's too many cards. What comes to mind when people mention your name? Okay, so we have the Three of Wands, action oriented. I'm going to pick it up in 1 second. And we have the Nine of Wands. Okay, the wounded warrior. You have stamina, you have strength, because the wounded warrior is, yes, he's wounded, but he's still a warrior. Regardless of, like, the wounds, he's still going to keep going. He's still going to strive for excellence. And that's what comes to mind when people mention your name. And you see we have a lot of wands here. A lot of fire energy. We have earth, water, and a little bit of air, but mostly fire. Okay, so definitely a fiery personality. Sorry guys, I just have to pick up the card. And then we have the Three of Wands, like I said, like a action oriented. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name. Like you were always on the go, like you always had a plan, you were always on a mission. Every time people would see you, you always had somewhere to be, somewhere to go, something to do. You were never like, you know, sitting down on your butt. Like you were always, like, you know, getting up off your seat and doing something, making things happen. Like you're definitely a go-getter here. What comes to mind when people mention your name? Yeah, Queen of Wands again, guys. Yeah, I definitely say that you're the Queen of Wands. You're very fiery, confident, very attractive, assertive. You're getting things done. You may have, like, you know, fire in your chart, or like your fire in your top 3. Okay, sun, moon, or rising, or something like that. This is what I'm getting here. Extremely fiery energy. What comes to mind when people mention your name? We have the Four of Swords. You definitely have, like, you have another side to you that's very chill, calm, cool, and collected with the Four of Swords. Like you don't fumble under pressure. Yeah, this is what I'm getting here. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name. That's why we have the Five of Swords. Like, yeah, you're not gonna let nobody walk all over you, even if it's like a conflict. Like you're gonna stand your ground. What comes to mind? Yeah, we have the Page of Swords. Like you're very observant, but I feel like people are upset with you because this page does not look happy. If you look at his face, he looks mad and he looks mean too. Like he looks like he has something up his sleeve. And we have the Eight of Pentacles again at the bottom of the deck. So you definitely have people, didn't I say earlier, you have a lot of stalkers. So people stalk you. They definitely talk about how observant you are with the Page of Swords, but also you could be like harsh with your words. That's what I heard. What comes to mind when people mention your name? Yeah, we have the Knight of Pentacles, like slow and steady, very like dedicated with the Knight of Pentacles, because maybe it has taken you a long time to get to the level that you are right now, because I feel like you are in a very high level, a high position with the Eight of Pentacles, and it has taken you a long time. You persevere regardless of how hard it takes you to get to a level. Yeah, we have the Six of Cups. People have very fond memories of you as well with the Six of Cups, because I feel like you helped a lot of people. And I feel like now the reason why they're saying that you're Five of Swords is because now you're putting like boundaries. You're exerting your boundaries, okay? You are establishing some sort of boundaries with people that are trying to take advantage of you. And this is what I'm getting here. People may have taken advantage of you in the past. You see, they don't want me to talk. Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck. We have the King of Pentacles. Yeah, you're definitely reliable, trustworthy, dependable. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name, because maybe you helped. I feel like you helped a lot of people silently. And like, you know how like some people, they would say, oh, they would like show off that they're helping people or that are in need. You didn't do that. You did it on like, you know, behind closed doors. You helped people, you gave money, you sheltered people, you did a lot of things, but you never like used that against them, or you never like rubbed it in their face or threw it in their face to say, yeah, I remember when I helped you when you had nowhere to live or no place to sleep. Like, you never done that to people with the King of Pentacles. This is what I'm getting here. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name. And people are putting respect on your name, whether you know it or not. They're putting respect on your name, even if they don't tell you face to face. But when they talk behind your back and they talk to other people, when your name is brought up in conversation, they definitely put some respect with the King of Pentacles, because you've helped a lot of people, I'm getting. Okay, so yeah, we have the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, you're definitely self-sufficient, independent. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name. Like, you've always been like that since the younger years. Like when you were a teenager, you were always independent, even if you went through some sort of struggle, but you always knew how to get yourself out of those, like, you know, situations. Okay, you were always very 10 step ahead of like a lot of people with the Nine of Pentacles. You also, I'm getting like bougie or snobbish. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name, because maybe you were very picky with who you associate yourself with. Maybe you are well known in your city, but you don't talk to everybody. Like, you're very selective to who you share your energy with, and that's what comes to mind when people mention your name. Yeah, we have the High Priestess. You're definitely highly intuitive. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name. You could have Cancer in your chart. We have all the water signs here, so you could definitely have water in your chart, or like fire and earth. Ooh, we have the Seven of Swords. Yeah, you move in silence. Yeah, that's what comes to mind. People mention your name. Like, people can never tell like what your next move is going to be with the Seven of Swords. Definitely strategic here. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name. Some of them, they may say that you're sneaky or deceptive with the Seven of Swords, because you don't let people know what you got going on, because they're nosy and they want to know your business. However, I'm really getting the vibe that you're just like somebody who moves in silence. Like, you don't let people know what you're doing or what you got going on. Like, you move like, you know, like militant. So maybe you have you could be somebody who their parents was in the military or Navy or something like that, or you just have that mindset. Okay, so that's all I have for you, my pal number one. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I hope to see you in my next video, pal number one. Bye. Hi pal 2, welcome to my channel. This is Stella Beauty Tarot, back at you again with another video. So my pal number 2, you picked the black obsidian crystal, and this is going to be your reading. Okay, so if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. I'm so happy to have you back. And if you are a newbie, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. So the way I like to do this is like to smudge the cards first before we get started, so we don't pick up the energy of previous pal or previous readings. Okay, so my pal number one, what comes to mind when people mention your name? What comes to mind when people mention your name, my pal number one? We have the Eight of Pentacles. So hard worker, amazing work ethics, perfectionist as well. This is what I'm getting here. Yeah, perfectionist. So what comes to mind when people mention your name? I'm also hearing dedicated. Wow, we have the Ten of Pentacles, abundant. Or you always had money. Oh, I heard Monsieur Frais, like you're fresh, because in Creole we say frais, like that means you're fresh. Yeah, that's what I heard. Ni frais, fresh. Jolet. Oh gosh, yo. They're saying that you're cocky. Yeah, because Jolet means cocky in Creole. Yeah, we have the Seven of Wands. They're hating on you because, yeah, like you're cocky. That's what comes to mind. People mention your name, guys. Don't come for me in the comments. I'm not the one saying that. Those are the words I heard in Creole. Yeah, Jolet and frais. Yeah, you look fresh. Like you're fresh. Like you have your nice style. You know, head to toe. Your nails are always done. Your hair is always did. Like you just always look well put together. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name. But you're also cocky. Like you don't just talk to anybody, or like you always aim for the best experience that life could offer. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like who wants to experience low quality experiences? Who wants that? Like nobody wants that. Like what the heck? So obviously you're gonna want to aim for excellence. So if somebody doesn't come in with good intentions, why would you want to be around that? Like that's common sense. But with the Seven of Wands, like you're definitely what comes to mind when people mention your name is that you're defensive, and that's the energy where I'm getting like cocky. Like they may confuse it for being cocky because you don't want to deal with certain people, but you're protecting your energy with the Seven of Wands. Yeah, we have the Moon card, mysterious. You could have Pisces in your chart, don't have to be, but you definitely have like an air of mystery to you. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name. Like you never let people know your next move. Ooh, Ace of Pentacles, guys. Definitely something to do with your money, your abundance, your stability. Like you've always looked like a catch, because the Ace of Pentacles is like a generous, stable offer, an offer that's going to last a very long time. And this is what I'm getting here. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name, is that you have this amazing offer coming towards you with the Ace of Pentacles. And I'm really also getting the energy of like someone saying that you're stable, you're reliable, you're dependable. However, you're hard to get or hard to reach. There's something like very difficult about you. What comes to mind when people mention your name? Yeah, we have the Knight of Swords. Like you're very quick on your feet, highly intelligent, sharp, a great communicator. What comes to mind when people mention your name? What do we have here? What do we have? Yeah, we have the Ten of Cups. Like you're always happy, or you have like this happy disposition about yourself with the Ten of Cups. Okay, that's what comes to mind when people mention your name. Okay, this is what I'm getting here. Yeah, that's like the energy, like happiness, positivity, joyfulness with the Ten of Cups. What comes to mind when people mention your name? What comes to mind when people mention your name? We have, wow, the Ace of Cups. You have a healthy amount of self-love with the Ace of Cups. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name. Very happy, positive energy. Yeah, like you're very positive on your own, like, and like you're also ideal lover. Like there's a lot of people that want to be with you, that want to date you. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name. Like you're the ideal. Like I'm getting like Nine of Cups energy, even though the Nine of Cups is not here. But you know, with the Ten of Cups and the Ace of Cups, like, you know, Nine of Cups is like, you know, one cup before the 10th. So I'm really getting like a very positive energy. Like you have this positive disposition to yourself, but you're very picky. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name. Like you're like, you put yourself in like a high standards. Like you have like, not you put yourself in high standards, you have high standards for yourself, and these people put you on a pedestal. This is what I'm getting here. Okay, like definitely high class, I'm getting, okay, like just like very quality relationship that you're looking for, quality friends, quality lovers, quality job. And if you feel like something is not of quality to you or not worth your time, your energy, or your resources, you're gonna bounce. You're not afraid to set up some sort of boundaries. And that's what comes to mind when people mention your name, like, yo, even though they're saying that you're cocky and all the good jazz, but you have something to back it up. It's not like you're acting like you're the best, but then you don't have like you don't have anything to back it up. Okay, this is what I'm getting here. What comes to mind when people mention your name? Yeah, we have the Two of Wands. Okay, the Two of Wands is definitely that energy of like, putting plans into motion. So you're definitely an action oriented individual. You always have plans, but you're very quiet about them with the Two of Wands. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name. Like, they don't know what your next move is going to be. What comes to mind when people mention your name? What comes to mind when people mention your name? What comes to mind when people mention your name? We have the Hermit, Virgo energy. Yeah, you're quiet, you're laid back, like you keep to yourself. You don't really talk that much with the Hermit card. You walk alone, you're introverted. I feel like pile number 2, you may have had a lot of people that want to know you just to find out things about you so that way they could compare themselves to you and then try to see like if they're better than you. And then like at the end of the day, like if you have to do that, clearly the person is like, you in your mind you feel like they're better than you, because if you have to compare, if you have to instigate to find out more about them to see if you measure up, then there is a part of you that feels like you're inferior to this person. Because if you know you're the shit, why would you even want to compare? Like you wouldn't even look at other people and be like, oh, I want to know more about them so that way I can see if I'm better. Like you're not going to try to measure up yourself to someone else if you know you're better. Like if you know you're the ish. Not even about comparing yourself, but I feel like pile number 2, you have experienced that a lot. A lot of people were just trying to like get to know you, just to find out things about you, just to see if they could find a weakness to say things about you, or like knock you down a peg because they were intimidated by your power. I'm getting like you're very powerful here. And you're extremely knowledgeable with the Hermit card. You're disciplined, dedicated. What comes to mind when people mention your name? Yeah, I feel like you've had that experience. Yeah, we have the Page of Wands. That you definitely have a youthful appearance to you. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name. Like you're younger than you look younger than you are. Like your age. And I feel like that's what upsets some people, is the fact that you still have this youthful disposition to you. You keep going, you keep striving. What comes to mind when people mention your name? What comes to mind? Yes, guys, I can't make it up. Queen of Wands. Okay, you're very attractive, confident. Yeah, assertive. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name. With the Queen of Wands. What comes to mind when people mention your name? Yeah, Four of Cups. Ooh. Woo, these people are salty because you're just not interested with the Four of Cups. You're unbothered. Like people wanted to be in your energy, all up in your face, while you didn't even care. And you don't even, like, I feel like you have people from your past, high school, college, past jobs that are still keeping tabs on you. They were talking mad crap about you, saying like, that you're not all that, you're not all good, like this is that. Like if I'm not all that, not all good, why do you still have my name in your mouth then? You know what I mean? Like, why do you still have my name in your mouth? Why are you still running your mouth? Then don't talk about me. Why would you talk about somebody that you feel like is inferior to you? Clearly I'm not. That's why you're threatened. And I feel like that's the energy here with the Four of Cups. Like you're just not interested in these people. And that's what comes to mind when people mention your name. Like you're definitely getting that energy that they feel like you're cocky. Because like the Four of Cups is giving me the vibe that, somebody's offering you something and you're just not interested, because you're like, I already have 3 cups. I don't need this 4th one. What do I need it for? I'm good where I'm at. I'm good. Thank you. And I feel like people don't like that about you, my pal number 2. They want to be all up in your face, or they want you to be all up in their space, or want to know more about them while you don't even care. Like you're like, well, yeah, you're good at all, but I'm not interested in getting to know you like that. Like I don't care. Like that's the energy I'm getting, and then people are mad about that. And that's why they say that you're cocky. And it's not even about cockiness. Yeah, 10 of Swords. Oof. Shit, who's coming through like that? Somebody's mad. Somebody's saying that you backstabbed them or betrayed them, or like you cut off, like your cutoff game is like strong. Like once you cut off somebody, you cut them off for good. Like you don't have time for their nonsense, their BS. Like you just cut them off and that's it. With the 10 of Swords, that's what comes to mind when people mention your name. Like, you know, if somebody crosses you once, it's done. There's no going back. There's no back and forth. There's no like, oh, I forgive you, let's reconcile and do it again. No, it's like, okay, you show me that you are not trustworthy. You show me that you're a snake. You show me that you're deceptive. I'm not going back and forth with you. I'm done with the 10 of Swords. That's what I'm getting here. What comes to mind when people mention your name? Yeah, we have the Moon card again. Yeah, very secretive energy, highly intuitive. Like I feel like you pick up on people's deceptive energy with the 10 of Swords and you just cut them off. What comes to mind when people mention your name? We have the 8 of Wands. Yeah, you're action oriented. That's what comes to mind. Like you're always on the go. You're always on the move. It's like once you cut off people, you don't look back. It's like, okay, I'm done. Like what I'm supposed to cry over you? I'm supposed to, you know, like, okay, it is what it is. We had an experience and then it is what it is. Like, why am I going to continue to go back and forth with you when it's over? Why am I gonna, like, I'm not gonna spy on you. I'm not gonna check up on you. I'm not gonna see what you're trying to do. Like, I don't care. That's the energy I'm getting from you, my pal number 2. Like, you're on to the next one. You're more focused on your coin. You're more focused on improving yourself. You're more focused on like becoming a better version of yourself instead of like trying to get even with somebody or trying to get, like, you know, you're not gonna do that. You're not vengeful here. While on the other hand, those people are vengeful. Whoever is talking about you or mentioning your name, they're vengeful. They're angry with the fact that you cut them off and you left them in the dust. Like, it's like you're done with them. It's like, why am I going to go back and forth with you? It's over. Like, you did what you did. We don't need to go back and forth. Like, it's over. It's done. Like, that energy is done. That's what I'm getting here. And if somebody's trying to hold on to that, hold on to the past. Yeah, 4 of Swords. Like, you put things to rest. Like, you don't care. Somebody's mad. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name. Like, you don't care. With the 4 of Swords, you don't. It's over. What is the point? It's not going to change the fact that the person did what they did. It's not going to erase the memories. So you move on. You learn the lesson and you move on. What is the point of going back and forth? What are you going to gain? All you're doing is wasting time. And your time is the most precious commodity that you have on the earth. You can get money back. You know, you can get a new lover, you can get new friends, but that time, once that minute is gone, it's gone forever. Like, you can never get it back. Bye. Whoever this person is getting on my last nerve. I'm telling you, like, who are you? Like, seriously. What comes to mind when people mention your name? Like, some of these energies sometimes get on my last nerve because it's like they feel so entitled. Like, who are you? Like, boy, bye. Even God gives you free will. So who are you to take away my will? Whoa. Like, you know, let me just stop. We have the High Priestess. What comes to mind when people mention your name is that you're highly intuitive with the High Priestess. Yeah, I'm getting like with the Moon card twice and the High Priestess, you're highly intuitive. You may have Cancer or Pisces in your chart, Virgo as well, because we have Virgo here with the Hermit. But yes, highly intuitive. I feel like they can't get nothing past you, and that's one thing that pisses them off too, is people that have bad intention that are talking like that about you, that you cut off. Old friends, family members that you don't deal with anymore, and it's like, oh well, we're family, okay, by blood, but I don't mean that you're family by name. Like, you know, like, you're not really like that loving to me. So just because we share the same blood or we're from the same bloodline, don't mean that I have to trust you or I have to be around you. Like, you could, like, you know, you're a foe. If you're being deceptive towards me, you're a foe, regardless if it's family or not. I just saw the 7 of Swords. You see? Boy, bye. What comes to mind when people mention your name? Yeah, we have the Hierophant. Yeah, you're extremely knowledgeable, wise, beyond your years. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name. It could be family members saying that about you as well, but I feel like it's mostly friends, like past friends from high school or college. Okay, they're still talking about you. They still have your name in their mouth. What comes to mind when people mention your name? Guys, we have the Hierophant twice. This is Taurus energy. Yeah, very traditional, or you follow the rules, or you make your own rules. This is what I'm getting here. What comes to mind when people mention your name? Wow, we have the King of Swords. Yeah, some of them, they may be saying that you're cold. With the King of Swords, like, you know, you cut off a lot of people. We have the Chariot. You keep it moving. You keep it pushing. Like, you don't stop for no one. You're extremely determined, disciplined, very wise, beyond, I keep getting wise beyond your years with the Hermit and the Hierophant being here twice. You're extremely knowledgeable. You know what you're talking about. You could be in the public eye as well. You could have some sort of platform. You could be a tarot reader because we have the High Priestess in the Moon. Okay, I feel like you could be a tarot reader, so people could be talking about that. How you took your knowledge that you've gained and you're sharing it with the world, because the Hierophant and the Hermit are teachers. So what comes to mind when people mention your name? Yeah, we have the Ace of Cups. Like, you have a healthy amount of self-love. Like, you know who you are. You know your worth. You're not going to settle for less. What comes to mind when people mention your name? Yeah, I just saw the Seven of Wands. I want it to come out again. Ooh, Seven of Swords. But it's in reverse. So what comes to mind when people mention your name is that you could catch people in the lie. People cannot get away with their lies and their deception. You are too sharp, too wise. This is what I'm getting here. People are mad at you for seeing through their BS with the Seven of Swords. They're mad at you. It's in reverse. Like, they always get caught in their lies because you are extremely observant and you like to, I'm also getting like, you like to ask questions and you ask different, like the same question, but in a different way. Okay. Like a detective. That's what they do. They ask the same questions, but it's like they change it up a little bit. And that's how you know if somebody's lying, because like, if it's the same, if it's the truth is not going to change regardless of how the question is being asked. Only a lie will change. The truth will not change. If you're telling the truth, it's going to be the same answer regardless of how many times I ask you the same question. You're going to tell me the same answer. And if you change the question, it doesn't matter. The answer is still going to be the same because it's the truth. And that's what people can get, like, they get mad at you for being able to see through them. Yeah, we have the Strength card, Leo energy. You're very powerful, courageous. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name. Like, you're not afraid to call out people on their BS as well. And they don't like that. Okay. So that's all I have for you, my pal number 2. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I hope to see you in my next video, pal number 2. Bye. Hi, pal 3. Welcome to my channel. This is Stella Beauty Tarot back at you again with another video. So my pal number 3, you picked the lapis lazuli crystal, and this is going to be your reading, okay? So if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. I'm so happy to have you back. And if you are a newbie, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. So the way I like to do this is like to smudge the cards first before we get started, so we don't pick up the energy of previous pal or previous readings, okay? So my pal number 3, what comes to mind when people mention your name? What comes to mind when people mention your name, my pal number 3? We have the 3 of Swords, Heartbreaker. Heartbreaker. Player. Oh my gosh, you have some people salty because you rejected them. And now they're calling you a heartbreaker because you're not interested. Well, if you're not interested, you're not interested. Oh my gosh. Like, what the heck? What comes to mind when people mention your name? Ooh, we have the Magician. Gemini, Virgo energy. People are saying that you're manipulative or you're very charming, smooth talker with the Magician, because the Magician is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is the planet of communication. Okay, so your words. Ooh, you're a seducer. That's, guys, please don't come in and comment for me. I'm just channeling the energy that I'm getting, picking up from the cards. People are saying, what comes to mind when they mention your name is that you are a seducer, a charmer. You're very alluring, okay? Very good looking here, okay? Some of you, it's not your fault if you look good, okay? Like, what comes to mind when people mention your name? Woo! Guys, I can't make it up. The Knight of Wands, guys. You guys see me shuffling on camera, okay? So you know I'm not trying to pick up the cards. This is coming out. That's what people were saying about you. That you are a charmer. That you are a player. We have the Death card and the 9. Oh, the 8 of Swords. You have... Okay, people are tripping, stressing. Like, you're a pressure. That's what people are saying, like, when they mention your name. You're a pressure. Knight of Wands, like, definitely player energy, guys. I can't make it up. You see me shuffling, okay? They're saying that you're a player. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name. With the 3 of Swords, that's heartbreaker. You're rejecting people left and right. And you're magnetic, very attracting. With the Death card energy, okay? Scorpio energy. You don't have to have a Scorpio in your chart. You could just be magnetic, okay? Definitely alluring energy, very sexy. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name. You're very sexy, very charming, alluring, and that's what comes to mind when people mention your name. It's like, whew, you're just so good looking. You're breathtaking. But it's like you have options, okay? With the Knight of Wands, you have a lot of options when it comes to love. And because you have a lot of options, people are just assuming that you may be sleeping with all those options, especially if you're a man. They could be thinking that you're sleeping with all your options, or you're dabbling and dibbing and, doing, a bunch of things. Like, you have a lot of people insecure with the 8 of Swords, okay? You bring up a lot of insecurities when it comes to dating you. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name. Like, there's a lot of insecurities when it comes to you, like, around you, or like people are just don't feel comfortable dating you as well because they feel like you're going to cheat. What comes to mind when people mention your name? We have the 5 of Swords. Ooh, we have the Knight of Pentacles. Wow. Yeah. Slow and steady. You're like, I'm also gonna vibe that, like, it's the people that are talking about you, that your name is coming up in conversation, is people that want to date you. This is like dating energy I'm getting here. But we have the 5 of Swords. Like, the 5 of Swords is like, argumentative, hitting below the belt, fighting, anger. You have a lot of people that are angry. I don't feel like this is your energy because the 8 of Swords is here, and I don't feel like that's your energy either. I feel like this is how people feel about you when they bring up your name. Like, there is an energy of anxiety, anger, stress, because you're dragging your feet with the Knight of Pentacles. You're taking your time. You're not, you're entertaining other people. You're not, it's like, I feel like there could be one specific person coming through that you may have rejected recently, like somebody that you were dating. You have rejected this person because you didn't feel like they were a potential suitor, or they were worth taking seriously, because they were like, playing games or being manipulative, and you're like, yo, I got people too. I got options too. So if you're not, getting with the program, I'm going to drop you like it's like a bad habit. And this is what I'm getting here. And this person's coming through saying that you're a player because you don't want to deal with them. You don't want to deal with their BS. Or maybe this person has options too and they're playing games. And it's like, okay, well, if you have options, so do I. So why am I going to play with this game with you? I'm not going to play this game with you. If I have better options that I could choose from, why would I choose you? And it's common sense. You have $20 and you have $100. You're not going to go for $20. You're going to go for $100. That's common sense. And that's exactly what I'm getting here. Maybe this person was a $20 bill and you got like $100 bills that want to holler at you. Why would you go backwards to $20? Like, what? It's like a job that's paying, you have 2 job offers. One job pays you $100 an hour and the other one pays you $20 an hour for the same job. And then the $100 one has better perks, better, benefits. Who would go for the, like, what? Unless the $100 is toxic, but I'm talking about some healthy stuff, okay, with the best benefits. You have the best things. Why would you go for the $20 one? Like, this is what this person is saying. Like, you're with the player energy, like you have a lot of options and you think that you're all that. That's what comes to mind. People mention your name, but it's that one specific person that's saying that. But there's also people that you are dating that feel like, you know, that you're pressure with the 8 of Wands. Like, they tread lightly with you. They don't want to be cut off. Like, they're afraid of being cut off with the 5 of Swords because you're not taking nobody's BS. Like, you take your time with the Knight of Pentacles. What comes to mind? Okay, that's too many cards. Wow. Ooh, somebody doesn't want me to talk. I almost choked on my saliva, guys. My throat is itchy. Yeah, we have the Page of Cups and we have the 2 of Swords. You're acting nonchalant or indifferent. Because the 2 of Swords can represent indecision, but also indifference, okay? Not making a choice, not seeing things, just, you know, going with the flow of life. And that's what comes to mind when people mention your name, is that you are indifferent to their, oh my God, to their sadness, to their feelings with the Page of Cups. Yeah, like, I feel like emotionally you're not invested with the Page of Cups. Because the Page of Cups is definitely an offer, but it's like not that solid because it's just a page. It's not really like, you know, a king. Okay, if it was the King of Cups, that's more emotional investment. The Page of Cups is not emotional investment. It's like an initial offer. Like, it's like a, you know, a small spark. Let's see where it goes with the Page of Cups. And the 2 of Swords right beside it. This is telling me that you're just like, yeah, you're nice and all, but you know, you don't have this, you don't have that. Like, you're being picky. And that's what comes to mind when people mention your name. And this, like I said earlier, this is giving me love. That's people in love talking about you. What comes to mind when people mention your name? Yeah, you get Queen of Swords. You see, you're hard to read with the Queen of Swords. Stoic. That's the energy I'm getting here with the Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Swords has that reputation of being stoic, but she's not like, it doesn't mean she doesn't have emotions. She's just more head over heart. She's not going to use her heart to make a decision. She's going to be logical about it. If it doesn't make sense for her, she's not going to go for it. It doesn't matter how she feels. Like, she does have feelings. That's the thing. Like, with air signs, that's how they are. They do have feelings, very deep feelings, very deep. But they're not going to use their feelings to make a decision if it's not logical, if it doesn't make sense. Like, you know, sometimes you have to use your mind. Making a heart decision could be costly at times. And that's what I'm getting here. Maybe you've learned your lesson from the past. What comes to mind when people mention your name? What comes to mind when people mention your name? Yeah, we have the Strength card. Yeah, Leo energy. Powerful, strong-minded. You have a very strong presence. That's what comes to mind. Like, you're very courageous, influential as well. What comes to mind? Ooh, 5 of Cups. Ooh, yo, people are in their feelings. 3 of Pentacles. Oh my God. Oh, my pound number 3. I don't know who this person is, but somebody is in their feelings. They feel like disappointed when it comes to you. When they mention your name, it's like disappointment. Maybe they didn't play their cards right, but you rejected this person and you have them in the 8 of Swords. Maybe this could also be a player that you rejected. Maybe they thought that they, you know, they could bag you. You know, some players, they really feel like they could get anybody. That's not the case. Most of the time, players, they don't even go for like people that have high self-esteem. They don't. They go for people that have low self-esteem because it's easier to play them. And it's not because the person who has low self-esteem is not good. It's because, you know, their self-esteem is low and they don't believe that they can get better. So that's why they entertain a player. But somebody who has high self-esteem, do you really think just because you're a player, you're going to be able to play them? It doesn't work like that. It never does. Somebody who has high self-esteem will see that you're a player and they will drop you like a bad habit and they'll move on to somebody better. And that's the thing with players. Usually they have the lowest of self-esteem. Because why do you need to have so many people to praise you if you have high self-esteem? That's somebody who has low self-esteem that does that. And I feel like you have a player in their feelings, my pal number 3, and that's the reason why they're coming through saying that, maybe you didn't want to compete for them, you didn't want to be in a third party, or maybe you put them in a third party, or you were the one that had them competing for something, like with someone else, like to get your attention because you had other options. And I feel like it's not like, if you have options in love, there's nothing wrong with that. The only problem is when you already said that you're going to commit to somebody and you're still entertaining other options. That's the problem. That's where there is a problem. But if you're not committed to somebody, it doesn't matter if you have a lot of options. As long as you're being honest with everybody, you should be good. But the minute that you say, okay, I'm exclusive with you, you have to tell everybody else no. Okay? Sorry about that, my pal number 3. So definitely somebody doesn't want you to get this message or hear about it, because this person is definitely in their feelings, okay? So what comes to mind when people mention your name? Ooh, 5 of Wands. That there's a lot of competition for you, or you are the competition. Or like, yeah, like people have to fight for your attention. I heard you're a hot commodity. That's what comes to mind. People mention your name. But you're definitely competition for other people as well. So you have an ex, or you have somebody that you've rejected that is kind of salty, but you also have people around you. Like, let's say if you are a woman here, you have other women that may see you as competition because you're very attractive, beautiful, intelligent, skilled, and they see you as competition with the 5 of Wands. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name, is that you're competition or competitive, or there's competition for you. What comes to mind when people mention your name? Ooh, we have Justice, Libra energy. You're a well-balanced individual. You have integrity. You do the right thing. I'm definitely getting like some of you could be law students here. Don't have to be, but you're definitely you have integrity with the Justice card. You're a well-balanced individual. You're diplomatic. What comes to mind when people mention your name? You know how to pick your battles. Yeah, we have the 2 of Wands. Like you're action oriented, you're goal oriented. You know what you want out of life. You know where you're going in life, and you're not gonna stop. Like, you're not gonna stop until you get what you want with the 2 of Wands. And that's what comes to mind when people mention your name. And you're not afraid to cut off people along the way. If people are in your path and they're stopping you from getting to where you want to be, you're gonna cut them off, and you don't have a problem doing so with the 2 of Wands. Okay, you know where you're going in life. That's what I'm getting here. What comes to mind when people mention your name? Yeah, we have the Hierophant. You're a master at your craft. You're definitely a guru. Yeah, that's what comes to mind when people mention your name. You're definitely a master at your craft. We have the 4 of Wands. Wow. You're the one that got away. Like I feel like you're the one that got away for a lot of people. Yeah, you're the one that got away with the 4 of Wands. It's like, yeah, people are just like, feel like it's like a missed opportunity with you as well. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name. It's like, do you have somebody in their feelings because they feel like they've fumbled the bag with you? And that's what comes to mind when people mention your name. It's also other people could be talking about that. Oh yeah, like so and so fumbled pal number 3. Like, they could have been something, they could have had something, they could have been like, you know, the perfect match, the perfect couple, but they played their hands wrong or something like that. Or yeah, somebody doesn't want me to talk, guys. But yeah, I'm really getting like the vibe that somebody in your past is talking about that, or somebody that you just cut off recently, like a date or somebody that you thought would have been like a possible like a candidate when it comes to love, but this person turned out to be a fraud, or they turned out to be a foe or something like that, or a player, and then you just cut them off because you're like, yeah, I'm not playing these games with you. I'm not running in circles trying to prove myself to you. So you cut off this person. They could be saying that you're high maintenance as well. You're hard to read. That's what comes to mind. People mention your name. Guys, I can't even speak, man. Yeah, we have the 8 of Swords in reverse now. Like, you're not stressing. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name. Like, once you cut off somebody, once you're done with them, you're not stressing over it. You're not looking back. You're not, doubting your decisions. Yeah, people from your past, 6 of Cups. There's somebody from your past talking about you, reminiscing about the good old days that you guys had together. For some of you, it's like, an ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend, baby daddy, baby mom still have your name in their mouth because they are salty about the fact that you're choosing yourself. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name. Like, You're not interested in going back and forth with people. If you're done with somebody, you're done. You're not going backwards. Like, once the relationship is over, you move on with your life, and people have a hard time, like, grasping that or accepting that when you're done with somebody, you're done. Like, you're not stressing about it. Guys, I can't make it up. 10 of Swords. When you cut off, like, your cutoff game is on point. Like, you don't play those games. Once it's over, it's over. You're not looking back on anybody or anything. And that's what comes to mind when people mention your name. It's like, yo, if you're going to come towards pile number 3, make sure you come correct. Because if you don't come correct, pile number 3 is going to cut you off and there's no second chances. And people are realizing that about you. And that's what comes to mind when people mention your name. It's like, yeah, pile number 3, this cutoff game is on point. They don't care who it is. And I feel like people have tried to come back, like maybe years after they betrayed you or done something shady to you, and they thought like, oh yeah, pal number 3, forgot about it. It's like, what? There's no expiry date on betrayal. Once you betray somebody, it's forever. Like, what? There's no expiry. That betrayal does not expire. This is not a friggin' perishable food. Like, boy, bye. What comes to mind when people mention your name? We have the World card. Yeah, 10 of Swords in the World. Like, a cycle is over. Once the cycle is done, you learn your lesson, you move on. You're not going to repeat. You don't repeat cycles with people. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name. It's like, it's people that you cut off. These are people coming through relationship and friendship as well. Friendship, I would say 10%, but I would say 90% of it is like relationship, where you cut off an ex, you cut off somebody that you were talking to. Once you cut them off, it's over. Them, they feel like those are the type of people that still stick to the past. Like, they still have people from 10 years ago that they're still talking to, that they slept with, and then nothing ever happened, but they still keep them around just in case if they want to call them and sleep with them. You don't do that. Like, you're like, once it's done, it's done. Like, you're not even interested in like rekindling something with somebody to repeat the same cycle again. No, you're done. What comes to mind when people mention your name? Yeah, 6 of Wands. Ooh, some people, what comes to mind is that you get a lot of attention with the 6 of Wands, or you're cocky, you're too confident, you're sitting on your high horse with the 6 of Wands, but you're definitely successful. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name, like you're in the spotlight. What comes to mind when people mention your name? You know your worth. That's what it is. We have the Page of Pentacles. Ooh. Somebody saying that you breadcrumbed them. You played them, but they played themselves. You're coming there with playing games, and then you think people are going to play with you. Who do you think you are? Nobody has time for that. Like I said earlier, only players go for people that they think that have low self-esteem, and then they play with them, and it fuels their ego. It makes them feel like, yeah, I'm that guy or I'm that girl. No, you're not. No, you're not. Because if you were that girl, you're that guy, you would know your worth. You don't know your worth. You're not that guy. You're lying to yourself. And then you come through with pile number 3, and then now pile number 3 gives you a reality check, and now you're in your feelings. Boy, bye. We have the Queen of Cups. Yeah, highly intuitive. That's what comes to mind when people mention your name. Like, you keep people at arm's length, especially if they betrayed you. They show you who they are one time, and you're done. You're not going to try to paint a different picture. You believe them. Yeah, we have the Hierophant and the Emperor. You see, they don't want me to talk. There's 2 cards. I just want one. Thank you. Yeah, 3 cups. Yep. People from your past. Friends. Ex-lovers. Flings that want to rekindle with you, but they know that it's over. But they know, like, what comes to mind when people mention your name is that you're a good vibe. You have a good vibe. You have a good vibration to you. That's why I feel like a lot of people want to come and suck off your energy, but because you have strong boundaries here with the Queen of Swords, you don't let them. But they know that. They never felt an energy like yours before, and that's why you have a lot of people still stuck on you. People from the past still stuck on your energy, obsessed with you. Okay? So that's all I have for you, my pal number 3. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I hope to see you in my next video, pal number 3. Bye.